Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. This is It's Not a Factory, It's a City, Part 3. And yes, I know it's been 2 years since the last episode. And I could say that I've been busy and I've been working on it, and that would be true, but that would also be a bit of an understatement. But anyways, it is time for another episode of this game because it's a great game, and I think over time, I've played it a lot, and now it's on experimental update 6. So that recently came out. I haven't played it. That came out maybe a month or so ago, but I haven't played it since experimental update 6 has dropped. It's pretty experimental, but I'm opting into the experimental build of it, and so I don't know anything about experimental update 6. Experimental update 5, I remember, that was a lot of decor related, aesthetics related, and kind of building related, but I didn't really have much use for that at that time. So I didn't use too much of that. But anyways, this update, I have no idea what's included into it. I just don't know. I just know that I have experimental update 6 active, and it's active, and here it is. But that's not the point of this episode. This is the continuation of our fantastic Satisfactory playthrough. And yes, I am still playing this game, although I haven't been playing it so much recently. I kind of got into other games, got into Conan Exiles for a while there, a number of months I think I played that. And that's a cool game too, that's a cool game. I liked that, but here it is. Okay, so, right. Climb, and let me go onto the stand here. Right, first, before I get into it, I wanted to say this one more time again because, well, I said it before, but it was on the episode, it was on the video I did about Hostile Planet Survival, which was a very cheap game, and it showed, but it was also kind of a fun, it's kind of a cool game, but unfortunately nobody watched it because I guess nobody has heard of that game before, so they didn't watch it. I'm a curious person. I do stuff because I'm curious, and you know what? People who are curious people, they do stuff because they're curious, and they learn a lot more. So basically, curious people have a lot more knowledge than not curious people. So if you're not a curious person, do be warned. Curious people have a lot more knowledge than you do. But anyways, right, so I said it on that video, but nobody watched it. I'll say it again. Thank you for your game suggestions. I have looked at those suggestions, and I've been looking through many games, and that's how I picked up Hostile Planet Survival, and that was exciting, wasn't it? Coffee. Oh, I have a cafe latte right here. A bit milky because I ran out of coffee. But anyways, come on, fly. Right, so what I wanted to say was, on this channel, what new games, new and kind of big games, do you think we should play on this channel, or I should play, and we should all experience together? That's kind of the point of my channel. I wanted to play games, but I wanted to play games with other people, but none of my friends, which I have one, they don't play games. So right, so I wanted to play games with people, so I thought, I'll do YouTube, share it with people who are also interested, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. I took a break for 2 years, I know I did, but it was a break. Hey, you gotta take a break sometimes, right? Right, anyways, 2022 games are coming out, as they always do. What new games, big games, do you think I should play on this channel? I'm looking for something like open world, sandbox, crafting, survival, stuff like that. I played a lot of Ark on this channel, and yes, I know I got tired of Ark, at least twice. But it's a great game in the end. It kind of calls you back. it grows on you. Ark is something that grows on you. It's a great game. If you want to see more Ark on this channel, then go right ahead and let me know. I wouldn't mind doing some more Ark on this channel. We can make it fun. We can do some crazy stuff. You know, we can do mods and stuff. I've had plenty of vanilla Ark. But Ark, yeah, Ark is a great game. A lot of stuff is coming out, has come out for Ark. Just had a new big map release, crazy map, Fjordur, and everybody's doing that. If you want me to do that, let me know. I'll do it. If you want to do something else, we're definitely doing Ark 2 when it comes out next year in 2023, unless, you know, the economy and the entire society crashes and somebody consolidates power into some sort of crazy one world global government of dominance and connects you up to an AI chip or something like that. Right. Unless something like that happens, we're gonna play Ark 2 in 2023 for sure. But in 2022, you know, what big games like Satisfactory, like Ark, like Scrap Mechanics, Survival, new games would you like to see on this channel? You know, take a vote, or, well, you know, we could take a vote if we get enough comments, but just put it in the comments. You know, what games are you looking forward to that you would recommend me to play on this channel? What do you want to see me play on this channel? I would love your comments, your suggestions in the comments about that. Now let's get on with today's episode, and look, 2 years later, not quite 2 years later. I haven't been playing it straight for 2 years, obviously. I don't play this exclusively, you know, many hours later, and look, it's not a factory, it's a city, is coming together into a city. And I gotta say, in this update 6, which I'm experiencing freshly right now, there are major changes. These rock faces are majorly changed. This is right in the middle of my factory, for example. Other than that, like, the colors in the atmosphere seem totally different. There's something, they did that with update 5 as well. They changed that and then they changed it again. I just feel like there's something different about it. It feels a little bit more clear. I'm running 30, somewhere in the mid 30s. It's going up and down, but in the mid 30s FPS right now. So, but anyways, this is it. It is big. Look at all these belts we have going down our main strip. I even got these, geez, what even happened in the last episode? It was about bauxite. Yeah, I was getting bauxite, and we were doing our aluminium crafting, and that was a major thing. That was a big thing. That was, look at all this stuff actually over here. This is all from aluminium. Wait, no, that's not. This is all for the aluminium stuff. This is what we were working on. Yes, this is what we were working on, and we set that up. And whoa, look at all these pipes. And oh, we got these drones. Yeah, the drones came in with an update 4 maybe, and we got the drones. Was that in there? I'm not sure. There's aluminium production stuff going on. I think that's making ingots, and then this is all, that's the old stuff, rubber and plastic. Over there is making the aluminium box frames, and over here I think is making the cooling units. Down here, geez, what is this making? Oh, the aluminium casings, that's right. Yeah, I don't know, this kind of feels washed out. Do I have my light on? I don't have my, oh, I do have my light on. Okay, that's kind of one thing. The light is kind of strong, kind of makes a reflective surface on anything in front of you. So that, yeah, if I turn that off in the daytime, it looks a little bit more natural. But overall, yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, there's something different with the shadows. The shadows aren't as good. Shadows are not as good, and I don't know what they're doing. Well, it's an early access game. They're changing stuff, they're adding stuff, and this is an experimental update, and they said it's the most experimental yet. Right. What I wanted to say here was this. I have added a lot to this factory. As you can see, it has grown. It's a factory. It's not a factory, it's a city. It's, you know, the size is city-like. But look at it. The goal of that objective when I restarted the whole thing and made this big open space, I wanted this big open space so it was neat and I could drive around on my cart, which I could. And then they added these hover packs, which are great, and they're just as fast as a cart, and you can fly, except when you don't have a power pole right next to you. There we go, now I can fly again. You know, so yeah, don't use the carts very much anymore. It's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Whoa, look at that, there's a mushroom right in the middle of my factory. What is that? No. Oh no. Jeez. Oh no, what is gonna... Oh, I'm terrified of what has changed here. Well, anyways, what I mean to say is this. It has grown. The point was to have open space so it can be as neat as possible. I wanted this highway of belts here so it was organized, and I can have belts coming in. They were staggered. Yeah, yeah. Are they staggered? They're still staggered, right? Is that staggered? No, that's not really staggered much anymore, is it? Well, they're supposed to be... Oh, yeah, that's right. The level here, the level was staggered, yes. So see that? Down here and down here, the level is different. This middle level is different. So they were supposed to be able to come in and intersect while going through the open space. You know, just for aesthetics. Oh, that was an autosave, okay. And you know what? It was supposed to be neat, but look at it. Look at this mess. It's just a mess. You know, it just gets more complicated and more complicated. The demands on your supply chain, your supply... just give me that cafe latte. What is it? Your supply architecture. No, that's not it. Supply... You know, the network. What do you call a network? A supply network. The thing that's called... the thing that's a supply network that I can't remember what it's called. You know, it gets complicated, and then you're like, oh, what do I do here? And you kind of just run out of options. And I've just done that. And look, it's a bodge job all the way down. I feel. Look at this. That's terrible. Look at this. That's terrible. Look at this. I can't even get over that. Oh, look at this. This vacuum tube is sitting right on top of that. That's terrible. Well, I mean, it's not terribly terrible, but I mean, you know, it looks like it's just an afterthought, which it probably was. You know, this over here, this looks better. This is more like it over here, but still, like the conveyor belts in here, it's just kind of going in here, dead ends into this building, it's splitting off terribly like a spider web, and then it comes out, and it's just... one thing comes out here, and then look at this big thing over here. It's like stacked a million stories high, and it looks terrible. Look at this. It's terrible. Look at this. It is a freaking S-curve in the middle of my factory that's supposed to be like a city. It's not a racetrack. It's a factory. This is terrible. These are just out here. This is not that bad, but I don't know. When I look at it, it's terrible. All of this is terrible. It has gone wrong. My point was to make a clean, efficient, organized, very, very, very organized factory, like some kind of German factory in the west of Germany or something like that. It needed to have the precision and the precise mathematical properties of a well-oiled machine. It's not a German accent. I cannot do a German accent. Well, anyways, whatever. It's not. It's just not. I mean, look at it. I think, yeah, this was in my previous episodes. I had this big kind of standing thing, you know, to open up the floor a bit, which it did, and that's a good idea. And it kind of did the same thing over there, but those ramps, I just gotta say, they look terrible. The point of it was to make it look nice and be organized, and it's just not anymore. So, what am I gonna do with this? It's not a factory. It is a city. Wow, that's all different over there. Whoa, that's different over there. Whoa, I got a river running through here. Oh, the river runs through it right here. It really does, doesn't it? Oh, you know what? Back there was a biome that was like rather unfinished. I wonder. Ooh. I don't know. We'll explore it later. Back to this mess. What I want to do is basically tear this entire spaghetti mess down and start over. That was the point of this entire, it's not a factory, it's a city, it's supposed to be neat. I gave myself the wide open space, but I still did it wrong. I didn't know how to play this game. And I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna tear all of this down and literally start over again. And it's gonna be brilliant this time. I'm not gonna make a mistake. I'm gonna make sure that this is neat and organized, and it's not gonna have that or this, all of that over there, or this kind of thing happening right here, or this kind of thing happening right there. What is that? It's just an afterthought. Yes, there's space, but what does space even mean if it's just an ugly nightmare? It looks like I made it. Look at this. What is that? Giant crab from Stranger Things? It gets even worse over here. Oh my god, what is this? It really does look like a jungle. You know, the concrete jungle. It's not a word for great things. It's not an endearing thing when we say concrete jungle, but this just is. It's just a concrete jungle. Well, whatever all this stuff is made. Oh dear. That hasn't worked out. Has it? Oh dear, this whole thing is encased in stuff. No, that is not good. Oh dear. Oh dear. Whoa, what even happened here? Look at this. Oh, you know what? Maybe I did that on purpose because I didn't need that machine. But anyways, I'm going to start over. I'm going to make this the city, the factorial city? The factory city. Factory/city that it always should have been. So, you know what? I'll see ya in an hour. Or I'll see ya in a few hours. How about that? Alright, you guys, I am finally back. Finally back. It has been hours, and I have completely revamped this factory. It is now truly the factory I have always dreamed of. And there's something snarling at me. I don't know what it was. There's something under there. I'll have to check it out later. But look at this. You can see from my position down here on the base floor that things are so much better already in just this one little area. This is actually where that giant corridor of belts had been. That entire mess of belts. That ugly, nasty, web-looking, tentacle-looking, I don't have the descriptive words to describe how awful that belt, that highway of belts was. But now, look at it. It is... Oh, it's just started raining. Whoa, check it out, rain. Wait, is that... Oh my god, that's totally new. It's raining and there's a wet texture. Oh, wow. See, I told you they had done a lot of ambient kind of atmospheric changes. It's raining. Of course, that's not the first time, obviously. Or if I'd have been working on this for such a long time, I'd obviously have probably experienced rain, unless it's like super rare. But look at all this work I have just done in a meager 2.5 hours. Yes. A little bit. And I've even got myself a little statue here to commemorate the occasion. This is the golden twirl on the finger statue. Yes, that's my character, which is the same as everybody else's character. Looking very proud and yet tired. There. I've just placed it here because, you know, I don't need some sort of trophy thing for my work here. For this Empire, Space Empire, Fix-It Corporation, or whatever it is, you know. I just got it. Put it right here, random spot. I can see it there sometimes. Cream pies! Look at that! Cream pies. Everybody likes cream pies, and there's one right there. Look at that. Cream pie. Looks good. Alright, so, right, I have been so busy revamping this entire thing. Look at it. Is this better, or is this better? What do you say? I'd say this is better. Some of the stuff looks similar. Yes, it does. Some of it's different. Like, for example, I have a train running through here, which will probably run through here. Yes, you remember that ugly kind of, you know, we had lines of belts, but then there was just so many branches. Jeez, man, I think this hover pack suddenly isn't as good as I remember it being. But no mind, of course I remember it being. I've been using it the whole time. But yes, over here used to be kind of just a mess of machines and branching belts, and look at it, it's so much better now. I have 90 degrees. Look at that, 90-degree angles and turns. Straight things, square things, many square things, except for this because that's my travel point, and it's still better than before. Look at it, it's just still neater than before, traveling along the rooftops instead of along random intersections of belts and conveyors. I don't know how much time I actually have to walk you through everything. I'm guessing only about 5% of the time it would actually take to walk you through everything. Because, no. No, this did not happen in 2.5 hours, no. This happened actually quite a long time ago. I actually started this rebuild of that factory quite a long time ago. It was probably over a year ago, and these are the results. Now, in that, over the last year, like I said, I haven't been playing this a lot. Of course, there was a flurry of playing when I was rebuilding the factory. What I did was I kept that save because I kind of felt that I would show you guys again sometime later. I kept that old save just before I destroyed that old factory. I destroyed pretty much everything except this floor down there. And I even destroyed some of that, and of course I expanded it greatly. Right, so all this that you see was after that save, which I had just loaded and showed you, from probably a year to a year and a half ago. I'm not sure. Maybe even a year and a half, possibly even more. Oh, the train's coming in good. Okay, it's not broken. Therefore, this save is actually, I haven't played this game actually in probably a couple of months. So I was being honest, I was being truthful when I said this is my first time to play with the Update 6, and yes, the rain. That's my first time to actually see rain, and check it out. This gun actually sounds nice now. It doesn't sound like it's shooting staples out of a small compressed air canister that you use to blow off your keyboard. No, it actually sounds cool, like a gun, which is nice. However, yes, I was going to show you this brilliant factory, but for some reason they have put big rocks into my factory, same as the last factory, and I'm just seeing this, I'm just observing this now for the second time. The last time was just 2 minutes ago when I was showing you before on the last factory, and oh my god, my factory is kind of ruined in several places. This is actually a giant road here. This is a road that goes down in there. How am I gonna get over there? What is this? This is, look, there it is. There's my road, I got all this stuff. No, this has happened before. Last time I was playing this game, I was dealing with this issue, except not nearly as bad. It was very far away from here, and you know, it was mostly some minor stuff. But let's not get bogged down in what rock is covering what huge portion of my factory right now. let me show you around. This is a huge, massive project. I cannot tell you how huge and massive this project is. It takes a long time to get to this point. Even when you kind of are starting over and you already know how to work it and you've already made all of your mistakes like I did in the last factory and my first factory, and then, you know, you realize that, oh, I should do this much better. Basically, so what I've done here is instead of using those stackable conveyor holders that hold these conveyor belts, you know, they kind of look like a thin little stack of scaffolding that I was using, I have decided to just use stacks of these either splitters or mergers, just depending on what I need. They look pretty much the same and they fit together the same, so you can change them out. A merger would have one output and 3 inputs. A splitter is the opposite. It has 1 input and 3 outputs. Other than that, they're pretty much the same in the way they look. And so you can swap them out and they just snap together like these. I have decided to make my corridor out of this. And therefore and I have left a space in between. So I can go very high and it still looks much better than those, you know, stacking conveyor poles that I used before. And when I'm leaving a space here, I can easily just intersect through there in a blank area and pass through nice and neatly without clipping other things, not even slightly. And I'm doing this by using these splitter towers all across the map, and I've even gone more than that. I've been scientific about this. What I decided to do was, look, I have 1, 2, 3 blank spaces between each tower, except for in this channel here, which only has 1. This is the main kind of corridor that goes all the way up unobstructed by buildings. And so basically they are spaced 4 apart, and what I've decided to do was keep that spacing factory wide. Every time I will have a new tower, it will always be 4 spaces away from the last one, and so that will create a grid. Now you can't obviously have like this boxes like that, because then between those boxes you would just have a tiny space to make, say, a small little factory like this, which has a bunch of machines in it. It just wouldn't fit. And that's a small one. This is a very small one, like this one. So what I've decided to do was fly. I think they've made the range on these even smaller. No, fly the other way. So what I've decided to do was, in cases like this, I can, they're like little tiles, and I can piece together open tiles in any way I want. If I want an open space that's, say, 8 long, then I wouldn't have a pass-through right in the middle there. I would just cut that out.
Relaying message.
Whoa.
Hello. This is
hello.
Turbo Figure.
Ooh.
I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure.
What is that for?
Doctors say that
Is
the
there a
only
thing
remedy
under
is
here?
healing
Oh
artifacts.
no, this is not supposed to be happening. I don't know what. That's kind of weird. It wants me to pick up an artifact of some kind, but I can't even see it. They must have changed something down there. I have to go underneath the factory and look at what they've changed. Obviously, a river runs through it. Holy shit! You know what I just realized? We are actually in danger of having some trouble in the factory unless they didn't change anything over there. Let me take a quick look. Alright, let me look under here, because, our bauxite trucking that we set up in the last episode, that is kind of key. The bauxite needs to keep flowing. The bauxite is one of the humors of the factory. This needs to keep flowing. So far, does this have a zoom? No, it still doesn't have a zoom, but there it is. Bauxite is still flowing. So as long as the trucks are coming in with gas, that is good. It looks like they're still coming in. Whoa, there's a dude over here. What in the world? Hey, there's a guy in my factory. What? No. Whoa, what was that? Something just... What is that? What is that over there? Something is... Oh, this Oh, that was weird. That's a weird carcass. Oh, what? How many times do I gotta shoot this guy? Dude, in this carcass. That's something that was growling at me, and there's another thing growling at me, and I'm being attacked by a truck, but this thing just like flew over here, and it died. Holy moly, where did it go? His body has disappeared. Did you see it? It was right here. It died. This ramp, actually, in order to keep the trucks from like crashing into each other and safely and smoothly make it down here, this was a process of evolution right there. Oh, you're joking. Are those things attacking my truck? I can't shoot them anymore. Oh, I got him. Oh, this thing has to be way more... Autosave. Oh, you gotta be way more accurate with this thing. What? Did it kill that thing? Okay, stuff is... Jeez, you gotta be deadly accurate with this thing. Those things used to be easy to take out. What is that right there? I've never seen one of those. No, I'm not going near it. I know that stuff that in this game, if you don't know what it is and it looks kind of special and alive in any way, it will attack and it will be deadly. Right, so is my... Right, so if they run out of... It looks like they're fine right now. As long as they are de-rendered, the computer will kind of follow the route regardless of obstacles. So right here it seems fine, but I need to check to make sure the gas is flowing in. That's not yes. Is this button? Oh, look at this. See, I'm running out of gas, which means that something might have changed down here, and now the tractor's shipping our gas up and down through here, which I actually made in the last episode. What? Oh, there's a dude down there. Oh, that guy looks different. Holy moly. Oh, there's 3 of them down here. And they look a bit different, and they're growling all the time.
Harvest.
Oh, I don't want to harvest anything. Oh, what was that? What was that? Wait. Oh, they were attacking me. That's what was happening. I'm being attacked. Ooh, there's their crazy attacks. Yeah, the magical attacks. All right, we got to check our truck. Got to check our truck. Hopefully they'll give chase like they used to. They'll give up chase like they used to. You never know. Oh, wow, this is a crazy game. This thing looks maybe a little bit different. I think the wheels have changed and the tires have changed. I've always liked these things, but this thing, okay. Are you still... Oh, no, I didn't want that. Oh, it's taken off. Yeah, it's still got... I don't know how to check the inventory. I forgot. I think I did it wrong. But no, looks like it's all good here. Yeah, it's coming up here. Okay, nothing has changed here. I think textures have changed. Like this ground texture looks different. But overall, this looks similar. This looks... Color-wise, it's different. Oh, these guys are back. Oh, that guy's got horns on him now. Oh, I'm glad he didn't see me. Oh, I don't want to fight these guys with this gun.
You are so lucky that you...
No, I'm not lucky. I don't want to harvest it. Get out of my head. Oh, jeez, man. This guy just wants to fight. Okay, fine. Rapid fire with my new sound effects. Oh, I shot your projectile down out of the air and you're dead. Haha. Oh, look, these guys have got horns. I think the model's better for these guys, yeah. Okay, R is... Ooh, he fell off of his own internal organs, which spilled from his carcass upon death. Ha!
Harvest.
Yeah, get out of my head. Okay, not much has changed down here, just mainly textures, but that over there has definitely changed. And it's raining again, check it out. Oh, that's a nice kind of crystal clear kind of view right there. Yeah, the rain helps. The rain, when it rains, the game looks a lot better, which is cool. And check it out. I didn't die when I hit that thing. That's good. That hasn't changed. Okay, back to it. As you can see, look at this. So I've got a space here. I didn't really need this space. so far, and the building was kind of right here, so I've left a little marker right here just in case I need that, but I don't think I do, but there it is. You know, so when I need the space for the actual factory, I take out one pillar here and some pillars there, but they're always still, all these towers are always lined up within the same grid network. That way it keeps my belts all, you know, aligned. They're automatically aligned because I never deviate from the pattern of 4 spacing. You can see all the way down here, you know, there's not a tower on every single 4 space node, but they're all in a line. And if you look this way, they're all in a line except for one little niggle over here. I just couldn't really work this one out very well. This one is... Actually, I think this one is... Wait, is this one placed properly? No, that one's not placed properly, but I moved it over because I had a big deal with the screws. The screws are always a big deal. You just need faster belts, but all we got, at least to my knowledge so far, is Mark V level belts, and that creates problems with screws because you need to ship so many screws a minute. And yet I can make a lot of screws a minute with these machines, but the problem is getting them all out to where they need to go fast enough. You gotta really, it's really hard. This, I gotta admit, this bit doesn't look very good, but I did it though. I did it. Somehow I did it, and the screws are going where they need to go efficiently and effectively. And you know what? I might work on it later, you know, neaten it up, but as of right now, let's just call it right there. Yeah, unfortunately right here there's a little bit of a deviance because of you know, you have a lot already set up and you like it, it's neat, and you kind of like the way it was, and then, you know, your grid pattern doesn't match up exactly, but you need something there. You know what, I could maybe take out this tower and reroute these things a different way, and that would of course maintain the grid pattern and look neater, but you know, I don't know. It's also a valid virtue of having as little belt as you can, because belts hold resources, and a lot of belts holding a lot of resources acts as a storage unit, just like that over there. And having a storage unit full of resources in the middle of your supply chain kind of puts a buffer in your supply chain. So if there's a problem, you might not catch it right away because it all looks good, because you have a lot of backed up resources as a buffer in your supply chain, and they're all still flowing smoothly where you need to go, and you go, oh, okay, nope, there's no problem here. I made some changes over here, but check back an hour later, no, it looks all okay. And then like 5 hours later there's a problem, and you're like, well, where'd this problem come from? Wait, what did I do? I can't even remember. And it's because you had a backup of product, so much so that, you know, it didn't take effect for a while later. And really long belts squiggling their way through your factory can hold a lot of product. For example, these don't get used that much. So, you know, one of these, or a long belt of these, is a lot of product used over a long period of time. And, well, I kind of have to, because where they're going is way up there, yet I'm manufacturing them over here because I need them around here as well. Up there, however, they're not even actually being used, so, you know, compromises, you know, or, you know, you catch yourself a little slack over there. Let's see, let me just take you on a few of the, you know... Geez, how am I even going to do a tour of the factory? Do you even want to tour the factory? For most of you who don't play Satisfactory, what do you want to see? This is a problem I've always had making these episodes. You know what? That's why I've always kind of focused on the adventure of Satisfactory rather than the factory building. I'll tell you what, I'll just take you a tour of just kind of the, maybe the interesting highlights of everything. It's fun to ride around on a factory car, yes it is, but then you can't really see anything because you're really tiny down there. You're like a little ant looking up at everything. So I'll just try to use the hover pack as we go along. And let me start over here, right? So this is our original power station when I made the episode something about power and getting power. I've kept the original power station over here. This is coal. It's using coal and water to make a tiny bit of power. It's even at 50% clock speed because putting them up to 100 or max is just not even useful at all. You get a very tiny amount of power from here. Anyways, I just wanted it for, nostalgia's sake, and I like it. It's a coal power generator. It's kind of interesting. I liked it. So it was over here. It was kind of a spaghetti mess for a really long time. Semi-recently, I actually came over here and I redid the entire kind of tubing and belt work in through here. I made it so much nicer and neater. Even this ground and stuff, all this stuff looks different. If I get closer, does it increase that ground clutter? Of course, yeah, really close. Oh yeah, trees are now, and everything's coming in. That is so weird. I think they've even reduced the distance at which trees spawn in now. Since I haven't touched anything, but the distance from when trees spawn in is getting shorter and shorter in the game. So let me try to increase view distance. So I got it at medium. Let me do far. Confine. Yeah. It's changed a bit. Let me take a crash here. Yeah, you know what? I think it triples the distance at which trees spawn in, which isn't a big difference actually, because they spawn in directly in front of you. Alright, and I was running, it doesn't really seem to affect the frames at all. You just always get about 40 frames a second in this game, at least on my system. No matter what you do, 40 frames a second, 30 to 40, depending on where you are, 30 right now. If you look, down here used to be a very large, well, ooh, that's what's happening. Oh, let's take this guy out, he's right now. Oh, we got a bigger clips here, bigger clips in this gun. That's good. Because we gotta be a lot more active. There he goes down. Okay, animals spawning in my factory, that is new. It's a new feature, that's cool. Right, down here, I have all these oil nodes. This is now being used very little. It's being used to make something over there. Let's not get into it. It used to be a giant, well, as giant as I could make it, power plant, using the fuel, using like gasoline and then turbo fuel. All that's gone now. Whoa, there's a goat over here by my space elevator. What is going, how did you get up here? Oh, he's running away in my factory. Oh, it's quite easy to fight these guys when you have the power of easy flight. Ooh, autosaves. It's always a worry. You gotta pick those things up. Not sure they ever despawn. Alright, this I am imagining is going to be a very long episode. Simply because just it's so big. The game is so big, there's so much to talk about, and I'm going to try to reduce it down to like 5%. But it's gonna be a long episode. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call the episode here. That's basically what I wanted to show you. I needed to have an episode to bring you up to date on the indescribably big changes that is happening in this Satisfactory playthrough right now. There you have it. You've got it. I have actually rebuilt the factory and it is far more better, worlds better and even larger than it was before, plus with the addition of totally new terrain features now covering parts of my factory. Right, and if you don't need a factory tour of a tiny amount of the factory, which is going to take a really long time, then go ahead and watch whatever you like right now. Just go ahead and watch whatever you like, because I'm gonna try to fly around very briefly and describe all this stuff. And what was that? Oh my god, I don't know what that was. Maybe it was a drone or something. But right, it might be kind of boring for you, especially if you don't play this game. That's what I'm saying. So, adios to those of you who don't need a factory tour. And let's continue to those of you who do. Alright, I got some extra fuel for the jetpack in case we need to kind of, you know, hop around. I don't know what the terrain is over there. We're gonna find out, but what we can do is take a very dangerous ride. And this goes to where our new power plant is. In this entire factory, I'm not using any nuclear. I didn't want to use nuclear because it just creates all that waste and it just ruins the game because it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I know that there's things you can do to work around that, like build a giant tower that goes up in the sky and then have all your waste over there, but that's just stupid, you know. Or I could ship it a long way off, you know, but then you gotta supply, you've got a conveyor belt stretching off into the wilderness that is, you know, well, there's radioactive stuff. Yeah, probably wouldn't be a problem, but then it just accumulates into somewhere, and you can't go anywhere near that unless you have like a bunch of filters and a radiation suit, and it's just bad. I think there's enough oil in the entire map. I can use the generators, and let me show you that right now. And it looks like we're going to have to plow through a lot of igneous rock in order to get to our power plant. Let's go find out. So here we are going through all this new rock. Here we are going down the main highway stretch. There it is, you can kind of see it through the rock. More rock. Ooh, some trees now, and whoa, that's all gone. Whoa, that's like, we're going through the water now. Oh my god, it's flooded. Oh geez, no, this is so bad. Oh, my entire power network has been turned into a jungle. Whoa, and it's a new biome. That's cool. What is the... Whoa, look at these waterfalls. That's cool. Oh my god, this is like weird. It's like some ancient city that's been lost to time, and now... Oh my god, there's nothing here to show anymore. Everything is underground, like halfway underground. Ew, what are those? Those are weird. I don't know. I'm gonna stay away. Oh, this is a cool biome. Look at this. What a great place to build a crazy cool looking factory like this, except everything is like clipping into a rock. At least it all still works, right? I mean, I couldn't replicate it now because you can't actually pass this thing through a rock. But it's already gone through the rock. The rock has formed around it. Jeez, man, look at this. This used to be really nice down here. Oh no. You know what? You know what they said? They said that they were going to make changes down here. A little bit of changes down here. Some changes. So if you had, you know, a factory down here, you might want to move it out. And they said that for update 5. But they said that all the nodes, the oil nodes down here will be the same. The nodes won't be moved. So I thought, well, if the nodes aren't going to move, then Jesus, stuff. Oh, look at the fire. Look at the fire coming out of my gun. That's cool. Jeez, I can hardly see this guy. Give me a light. Ooh, that's deadly. I need to reload. Oh, I think I've got plenty of ammo. Good. Dude, get out of my factory. This is the important bits. This is where all my power comes from. You're stealing my power with those plasma attacks, aren't you? Ooh, oh, whoa! Whoa, what's happening? Are we burning up? What was that? Oh, it's Dawn. Whoa, there he goes. He's flying. What is he doing? Oh, he's bouncing around like a ping pong ball in this biome. But there he goes. He's way over there. Is that... What? Is that just for fun? That is epic. That is epic. I'm going to go around and hunt these things just to see that again. That was so cool. Whoa, and these things are like stairs. And look, my machine is completely engulfed in this thing. Alright, well, I guess there's stuff to see here, but also at the same time, there's not much to see here. You know what? I'm supposed to impress you with my amazing factory and my power station here, but to be honest, I don't even know what's happening anymore. This is the last thing I did when I played this game, because I got a new recipe and I wanted to use that, and a lot of this, it wasn't as neat before. It was still very, very neat, but it wasn't as neat as this. And wow, all of this is on foundations and it should be crisp and clear. Oh, and look at that. Oh no, all my stuff is ruined. This is the oil pipe network, which stretches on out there and it goes way out there, and it's collecting many oils from many nodes, and it's shipping them all up in these two level 5 pipes, and there's goats everywhere. And yeah, for now we have an excess of oil, but only just barely, because I changed recipes. That was a significant change that required a lot of reworking of stuff. My factory was down for many hours as I did these things, and I got all these new machines for the new recipes. And this is a change in turbo fuel. What I did was, it is geez, I can't even remember. It is easing up on the use of compacted coal. Yes, it is easing up on the use of compacted coal, because it's difficult to make compacted coal for a really big factory for all of this, and the recipe just made it better for the long term. I would be able to upgrade. Autosave, okay. I'd be able to upgrade my... If I put the work in now, I would be able to upgrade my power network more in the future as my factory needed more power. So instead of, trying to get more compacted coal, which is being made really far away and being shipped up here, or all the way down here, I should say, for all of these fuel generators, I figured I'd reduce my reliance on compacted coal and do it this way, which was a good idea. But it required a lot of reworking, and there it is. It's a lot of reworking. Does anything use compacted coal down here? Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm not even using compacted coal down here. I don't think I am. But it's producing a lot of byproduct, this blue petroleum coke. So what I'm doing is I'm using these machines to use it to make rubber. So that is eradicating our polymer resin. Yeah, that's the byproduct. Such as up there, we have the byproduct polymer resin, using it to make cloth, and the cloth is basically being thrown away. Here, it's being used to make rubber, to add to our rubber needs, which are great. But still, with the combined... that's weird. Okay, this is a river. Okay, it comes down. Right. Ay. What am I gonna do here? I don't know. Because if I ever need to redo stuff and change stuff, it's gonna be a real hassle if my thing's completely buried or half buried in rock, and sometimes just I can't get to the stuff inside of here. Look, there's stuff inside here. What even is that? That's a fuel generator inside of there. That's important. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, that's what I did. I reduced... I think I'm making compacted coal just to make basically bombs and maybe ammunition. That's pretty much it. Or maybe just bombs, I don't even know. But I have a huge compacted coal factory up there. It was very, very, very busy before, but it was kind of at max potential without having to make basically a second factory somewhere else. Anyways, that's that. And where do I even get up at? Alright, so to get up, I can't get up because my vacuum tube is under the ground. Alright, if I'm really careful, I can snap a power to this buried power line. Oh no. Oh, this is not good. Actually, there's a crucial power thing actually going on here at the same time. I don't want to cross my wires and then have all my work be for naught. But anyways, okay, what I was saying was that they mentioned stuff about this place changing in update 4. Oh no, it was update 4. Maybe it was 5. Maybe it was 5, yeah. So they said it would change in 5. It came down here and there wasn't anything changed. As a matter of fact, they said this area but I looked around, nothing was really changed, but nearby was changed. Like stuff up there, I believe, was changed, and over there was changed, and a few stuff around here was changed. So I thought, oh, okay, that's what they meant. That's changed, okay, so that's cool. So, well, all these nodes are here. I think I'm pretty safe because this is a important node area, so I just built here because that seems, I just kept my stuff here, right? And the update came and went, and nothing was changed. So I was like, all right, good. And now update 6 rolls around, and everything down here is changed. This is basically, it's still functional, but it's basically ruined. Alright, so I got this up and running. Let's just get back. But this is a cool biome. That's a really cool biome. Don't know what you would really build here, but it's a cool biome to explore. Oh, I'm like hitting things. It's slowing me down as I'm hitting rocks and stuff. Oh. No, this is the first time I've had really negative results from the fact that this is still a game in development and the map is still in development. This is the first time I've really been bitten by that snake and oh, it kind of bit me hard this time. I'm glad you guys are with me, you know. Feel my pain, man. That is, oh no, man. I spent so much time and careful consideration on this. Anyways, I put a second shelf up here. This is making, up here is making ammunition and bombs. I got stuff like this, but it's also making hardware, like the electronic hardware. Up here, Oh yeah, so I've noticed everything is in its own little house, and that was an idea that I had way back in the day, where I thought it's going to be like a city spread out, but there can be like buildings, individual buildings, kind of house-like buildings, for each kind of individual factory node. And you know what, at the time you couldn't really decorate, or you didn't really have that much building flexibility, so it all kind of ended up looking like a shed or a really bland factory. You can't really make a house, to be honest. Now I don't even know, but it's kind of all factory related. You know, I could probably make it better with the stuff they have now, but it's all made, so I don't really want to make it again. And I did like the exposed look, like if all these buildings were removed and you could see all the machines working. That's really cool, but the fact is, my frames would be a lot less than they are now if I was doing that. So I really needed to cover them up with these buildings, and it's good if you do. I left the top open. You can see in, and I got doors on them, and some parts are even open, right? And so this does sap frames, but I need to get in and out really easy, and I can't always use a tiny door on there. I guess I could, but yeah, I don't know. I just went with kind of I can fly, right? So I want to fly in and out of the roof instead of using doors, I guess. All right, let's go on down the line. Yep, our aluminium bauxite area is still over there. It's much neater now. Well, let me show you. Since that was in the last episode, and that was kind of a big thing within this somewhat short playthrough, let me show you. So instead of copper wire and stuff, we have more aluminium stuff being made here. Let's see, over here is where all of this aluminium is being smelted. This was a huge, long process. It looks pretty much the same now, but look how much neater this stuff is, and recipes have changed, stuff has changed, I've got stuff changed. This is actually redundant now. I had a slight, well, I won't even explain it. There's a problem with the water. The maths weren't quite adding up with how much water was being made. I'm kind of explaining it, sorry. And so these machines would always get backed up with water, and there was no way in hell to balance it. I tried every technique using, these things. I would match the water output exactly and pump these machines up to use that exactly, but it would never, no matter what I did, it would never match up. I had so many valves on here, it would get more and more complex and it would just never work out. So what I decided to do was make an outlet which was kind of hard to push through, but with enough pressure it would push through, and it would push up this pipe where it would finally hit this pump, and it would be pumped up into here, into a packaging plant, and a tiny bit of water would be sent out of that packaging plant in like little drinking water bottles down here, and it would be going over where the rubber is being thrown away a little bit at a time to bleed the rubber, because we cannot get backed on rubber. If we get backed up on rubber, the entire factory fails. And right now, that is I think that's the only thing that, if we get backed up on, the entire factory fails. So I still need to use that. That is a downside of using the gasoline or the turbo fuel, the fuel generators, is that it's dependent on your oil, and oil is dependent on mainly plastic and rubber, which is kind of a bloodline of your factory. So it's a tricky business when you're doing just fuel generators. But yeah, so rubber is being bled, but I no longer need to do this because I changed recipes finally. It was a really big decision, a really big commitment, but I did that, and yeah. So this has kind of become redundant, but it's still there just in case, because, recipes could change again. And I'm still using water, and it's not changed much. It's a tiny, but kind of at the same time big change in recipe. So that's the bauxite. It's still being trucked into there, and stuff is similar here, but much better. This was a major pain to work out. This took me forever. Many days and hours went into tweaking this. I'd come back and look at it, and go, I need to tweak it. Much later, I'd find that I needed to tweak it again, that sort of thing. If you play this game, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's go down on the line. So, as you might guess, there's our ore making facilities down there. So, in general, the farther along down you go, the more complex the products become. It's not exactly like that, but, because things go into multiple things at the same time, and it's just, that wasn't the goal, but that's kind of how the factory flows as well. And down here, yes, I have my big particle accelerators, that's what they're called, and those are making... What? That is full? I cannot believe that. That is full? Wait, what is this? Okay, at least that's empty. Autosave. Okay, so the thing is, I don't know... Oh, I know why that's full, because I emptied it out. And, oh yeah, because I only had one storage crate. But I decided I would backstock these high-level stuff instead of throwing them away for coupons. you can get a lot of coupons, but I'm getting less now. I still get quite a lot of coupon points for these things because these are kind of the most sophisticated thing in the game right now. But I decided, updates are coming soon. The factory will need to expand. I decided, why not just start backstocking these things? I have plenty of coupons, and these things aren't giving me all that. They're just not putting out as much as they used to in terms of points, in terms of coupons. So this is just basically for rubber. It used to be rubber and water, of course, and it used to be rubber and a little bit of silica. Silica was a major thing. Oh yeah, that was what changed over there. I got a new recipe that didn't have a byproduct of silica, and that had a huge byproduct of silica, and silica is very much needed, but it was so complicated. But I had actually worked it out. It was so complicated, but I worked it out really perfectly. But still, it was always one of those things that you always had to keep back. You had to check it. You had to check it constantly. Is the silica okay? Is it backing up? Because if it backed up, your factory would experience major problems eventually. Not quite as big as rubber. Rubber will shut your factory down if that backs up, because that will shut your fuel generators down, because that's part of the byproduct supply line or supply chain. Silica isn't part of the power, but it's aluminium is a major part of your factory. So if that gets backed up, we're not producing aluminium. If we're not producing aluminium, we aren't producing any of our end products. And if we're not producing our end products, we're basically not producing anything. So the power won't shut down. Well, no, actually it will, because eventually stuff will start shutting down that uses rubber, and we'll have to be throwing away more and more rubber, but I don't have the belts in place to throw away rubber that fast, because you gotta tweak it. You gotta guess the speed at which you need to throw away rubber, and you do this. We don't have a contraption that you can dial in how much you want to, say, go one way or another. We really need that. Maybe in Update 6 it's arrived, I don't know, but maybe they didn't intend on having that, because, it would kind of make things a lot easier, to be honest. But you always think, I wish I had that part. It really would make things a lot easier, but we don't have that. You have to do a lot more thinking than that. It would make some bits rather easy, and, some people really rely on these throw away the easy sinks or whatever they are, and I don't want to rely on these things. I'm relying on it as little as possible right now. So yeah, I cut out the silica there, and so I'm basically just making silica by the billions in little machines way over there. I got a silica thing, and that's pumping all the silica we need, because that byproduct silica over there was very substantial, so I needed a lot to replace it. But in replacing it, I'm not having to check those supply lines. And right now, the only thing we're throwing away is a little bit of rubber at a time, so that our lines don't get backed up. And I still have to check the lines. It's always a little worry in the back of your mind. Oh, I've been busy for a couple hours. How about these lines? Are these lines? This is where I check it. If it's backed up here, then I've got to go way down there and throw away the rubber backup, and then I've got to find out where that problem is that we're being backed up on rubber. What has stopped functioning that we're now backing up on rubber? That's the kind of things you got to deal with in this game. Alright, I guess the only other thing I want to show you is... wait, is this it? Yeah, that's the one. I'll show you what I've done up here. Oh wait, and then I'll show you the train system. Yeah, show you the train system. We got a train come through the factory. That was an idea I wanted to have, but I never did it until recently. All right, coming up here, this is an area that had changed a bit in one of the previous updates, and I had to reroute this whole thing. That was a pain. I also had to reroute my old train, which was hauling the uranium. Oh no! They've done it again! That's clipping! Look at that! They've changed stuff up here too! No! Is it okay? Doesn't look too changed. Oh, this is, look at that. Why have they, oh no, that's fine, okay. It just looked clipping. Oh no, they've done it. They've actually done it up here. This is all clipping as well. Am I gonna even be able to get, no, up here as well. I just, oh, my factory. Oh no, this is an important part. Look, that's all the backup batteries for if we ever get over, you know, a surge in power and stuff. There's a waterfall right there. What in the world? There's trees in there now. What? Wait. Oh, those are on land now. What? There's a bunch more water and stuff, and oh no. Oh, I'm dying as well. Alright, my power poles looks like they could be spaced closer together. Well, I like the waterfall, but alright, whatever. Alright, this is basically our it's hard to tell. I know it's hard to tell, but it's for the nuclear reactors. I did use nukes for a little while, but then I got tired of the irradiation, and I got really tired. You know, this place, I couldn't get close to it without going through mask after or filter after filter after filter. And so I just got tired of it. And this train was, every time the train went by, I'd be working in my factory, and the train goes by the end of my factory, right? But, you know, if I was anywhere near that end of the factory, the train was so loaded with uranium ore that I would be irradiated with this irradiation graphical effect and this atmospheric effect every time the train went by, and it would go by all the time because it was always full. It was chock full of uranium, and I tried to cut it down, and I was like, okay, I need only this much uranium, so only pick up this much uranium at a time, and I worked it all out, but it still got backed up eventually. It just took a lot longer. Anyways, I took myself off of the nuclear power, but I still kept it here. This also functions as a backup. If my power ever goes down and I need that boost in power, the framework is all here, the network is all still here. I can flip these on and have a big boost in power. There's only 2, but you know, I could always add more, I guess, if I supply myself with a lot more water. These things use a lot of water. And wow, this place is totally well, what I can say is it's more environmentally friendly now. Look how green it is. It's very green. The nuclear power station has finally integrated with the environment, or actually, well, no. I think the environment got tired of it. Planet got tired of it, and it's like, I'm taking that back, I'll have that, yoink. Right, and there sits the waste. There's the waste on the edge of the cliff on this platform, as far out as, well, it's on the edge of the cliff. And that's where it stays, so that I can, you know, this place is a little bit irradiated because these have, you know, a storage full of like uranium cores or fuel rods. Yeah, fuel rods. Stuff like that. And yeah, recipes also changed, so I had to change this once. It became a lot simpler. Before it was crazy, and it had all this stuff coming in. Oh yeah, I changed all the belts, did all that too. It's all set up to go. It's all set up for the new nuclear process, but I've just never used it because I've been so intelligent in doing my factory and being able to cut off my power. Everything that has to do with the fuel production network is on its own network that I can cut off from the major production assembly of the factory. So those two things can be separated, and I can run the fuel and all of its subsidiary supply things, which include, you know, the miners or the oil pumpers out there, and other things that any ingredient in the fuel production process is on its own separate network with those generators. So I can cut it off from the factory, and I've had to do that like I think twice now. It's a tricky process, and I have to kind of like relearn it every freaking time, but it's there. And this is here also, except just like my other, yeah, it's just covered. It's covered. The planet has reclaimed these things. I've been gone for too long, maybe. Alright, let's take this journey and I'll go and show you just briefly what is out here, because it's way out there. Look at that, the tentacle is leaking water. That's cool. I like that. It's like an alien planet. Whoa, there's rivers and stuff. Check this out. This is all different. Whoa, this is all cool now. I mean, it's still barren, but it's still cool. They've done a lot of map work. Update 5 did bring us new biomes, but those were quite removed. I did have to do a lot of chainsawing of trees because of my truck network. But this is actually very, very recent. This is perhaps maybe this is the most recent thing I've done in the game, and it looks like, it looks like a little bit has changed, actually. Has it? I don't remember that kind of jump and the falling off there. But it looks all still okay. And this is where that drone is coming. This is coming to pick up. What is this? Hydrogen? Yeah, I think it's... Oh, no, nitrogen. This is our nitrogen mining area. Yeah, we need nitrogen for the aluminium parts process, and this is what I've done. There it is. Okay, well, let's cut the video short. Ugh. Alright. Alright, so the final thing that I'll show you is the train that I have now. Oh, autosave. Perfect timing. Alright, so the train... Oh, the train is here. It's taken off. There it goes. So this train is delivering to us many ores, which are just basically backed up. All of these cases are full of ores, which are probably backed up for a really long time now. Well, not that long, because I just expanded the cases, but... right. I have built a new iron ore production facility, or no, iron ingot production facility somewhere off over there, because I've been using these two nodes over there, these two pure nodes over there, forever now. But somehow that always seems to be enough. I still haven't even maxed out. Actually, I'm probably using only 60% of what I have over there. But at the same time, things can change, and stuff gets backed up, and it reaches an equilibrium in your machines, you know, whereas maybe for the first 10 or 20 hours your machines are running at 100%, but then equilibrium sets in, and then they're only using, you know, they're only running at 30 to 50% forever after that. Anyways, I still got quite a bit more to give out of those two nodes over there, but it's only two nodes. So I figured, you know, iron ore is a basic element, so I'll probably need more eventually. It'll be nice to have more on hand, and it'll, you know, and they're coming in from the other side of the factory. Perhaps that's useful, I don't know. Number two, I wanted to try out using some of the new building things given in Update 5, so I built a new factory over there, and I used some of those new building items. And I wanted to train. Way back in the day, I mentioned that I wanted to like have one of these trains running straight through the factory. My idea was kind of like right on ground level, all the way through, kind of right next to this big corridor of belts. But I don't know. Maybe it's not great, because I also kind of wanted to drive through there, and you couldn't like really drive a train through there, and then I thought maybe I'd have it going under, but then I don't know. Eventually, I never put a train through here, so I wanted to do that. So I found an excuse. more iron ingots. And first I had this, actually, it was totally different. I had it kind of like going way over there, and then it was going over the rooftops. I want to try that out, you know, kind of a train that, you know, went on, lift me up your hover pack, come on. You know, I had a row of pillars coming down here and, you know, kind of over the rooftops, and I thought that would actually look cool, but no, it looked kind of rubbish, and I didn't like it. It was a bit messy and a bit iffy. I was trying to make it look like it was kind of real rather than just, you know, a train track over, you know, going from one pillar to the next, which doesn't look, you can do that, sure, but it doesn't look very good. I wanted to make something that looked like that, but I just couldn't right through the middle of the factory. It was just uglifying it, so I ripped it all up and I started again, and this is what I made. And here it is. It's just got this. It's not going straight through the factory, but I think this is enough. It's cool. It's out of the way. I didn't really like it there, and it kind of comes down through. It kind of has this bit of a corkscrew because the trains they're picky in where they like to turn. This actually took a really long time to set up, but I shall go up there and show you where it's coming from. So the train goes over there and it wraps around. It's kind of like a big loop. And I've got ores coming from over there. I've got other ores as well. From here I can just fly because I made sure that I had these power poles. There it is. The loop starts here. The train rejoins the track right here. It's always a bit tricky to get these train things to look nice. It's quite difficult to use. I don't know why they chose to the mechanics of making it. I don't know why they chose that. Maybe, you know, just for the challenge, but it ends up being, I don't know, not only tricky, but, you know, you can't do something that you know that the train could actually do. Anyways, here it is. So I built this out of the new materials, and yeah, it's an open air factory because, you know, there's not, in render distance, there's not nearly as much around here, and there's not going to be. And for all that, I needed these miners, I needed the new ore network, and I needed water, and that's all coming in here for the specific recipe that we're using, which is the one made in the refinery, if you know what I'm talking about. So these refineries are making the ore using the ore and quite a bit of water. Not too much, I suppose. And just there it is. It is set up to make a butt ton of ingots. And you know what? I could even just, you know, expand the line out that way if I ever needed to, but that's probably, I feel like that's definitely going to be enough forever. The ingots get consolidated here and they go up in here into the freight platform, which is holding 1 million ingots that are backstocked and ready to perhaps one day be used. Oh yeah, and this environment here is what they updated in Update 5. None of this used to be here. That was causing problems for my truck network because that was pre-Update 5. And there they are coming through here. See, it kind of goes through this forest, and they introduced all these new trees and terrain changes as well. So it wasn't huge. It was mostly the trees and the textures, but a little bit of terrain, and so I had to redo the truck network and a lot of chainsawing, but that was finished. I don't quite remember this being here, but I don't know, maybe it was. That's kind of cool, though. It goes right over the factory. Strange that I don't remember it being there, though. Whatever. Alright, I think that's all I really want to show you. You know, that's all. I think that is all anyone's patience can really take. Watching a tour of someone else's factory, it's not really what I want to be doing as a video on YouTube. To be honest, I'm making a video not doing what I want to be doing, but I just feel like, you know what, it's my playthrough, and there's been such a gap in here that, you know, it requires at least one episode of explaining, and you know what? That's going to be boring. Most people are going to click off. If you made it to this far and you still hear my voice, I think that is absolutely incredible. Give yourself a martini or 2 or 7. You know what? That is incredible. And I think if you made it this far, you're probably interested in this game, or maybe you play it yourself, and that's the thing. This is a really, 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 really good game. I love this game, despite what they did to my factory over there. Jeez, man, that is a really beautiful biome, and they put it right on my important bits. That's not cool. The biome is cool, but what they did, the placement is not cool. You know what? My factory is just right here. It could be anywhere else on the map. Why right here, man? I'm sure they did changes well, maybe they did changes elsewhere on the map, or maybe this is just a hot spot and this is where they focus. Who knows? I might have picked a bad spot for my factory. I did kind of pick it because I was tired of running around and nearly dying back in the day. But this is a really, really good game, and it's kind of, if you're interested in it or if you play it, you know what, I feel like it deserves some explanation. There is a tour of a small amount of what I did. Obviously I could detail every little thing, but that would be way too boring. I think those were the highlights, and I think those were the big changes compared to the last factory. Yeah, that's what I made. And I think I have a lot of editing to do. So thank you for watching this far. I'm sorry for the content, which I really can't believe that anyone has made it this far. I just really can't. If you have, put it in the comments, because I'd like to know. But it needed to get out there. No one's gonna watch this anyways, and it is there. It is on record now, and now we can continue from here with actual new content. I actually should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I didn't really know how it would turn out. Alright, if you liked it that much, slap the like button in the booty. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.